Are we back, everybody? Let's see. There's the yellow light. There it goes. And here we have this new tweet. President, big! Something big is coming. And apparently more smocking. Yes, more smocking. I don't want to pull up the entire picture because it's rather disturbing. But
yeah. We don't need to see Podesta standing there.
There it is. There it is. That'll do. That's good enough. Didn't go below the belt there. Icky. Oh, and Valerie Jarrett. How could you forget?
Oh yeah, there's
that is like totally her. Look at there. There's no way that's not her.
Definitely Valerie Jarrett. There's no question about that. Yeah, those are the leaders of our country. Those are wonderful people.
Smocking. For those who do not recall, smocking, I guess, is like it's like a sexual deviant thing. It has to do with that body paint. Yeah. It's something to do with the body paint. So, President's talking about smocking again, and he just did it 12 days ago too. The smocking thing on December 8th, 2019. Democrats haven't come up with a smocking gun.
Oh, so and raises the smocking age to 21.
What is going on here?
Oh man, I'll tell you.
Well, anyway, take it away, sir.
All righty. Well, good morning, live chat. I can't see yet because I've got to my YouTube is still being freaky.
I heard it there.
Yeah, it was. I had to go in and pull up an old one, and there we go. YouTube is still being freaky.
I heard.
Yeah. I got it now. I got it. Oh, this is so much fun every morning.
Mm-hmm.
So good morning, live chat. It is Friday. Woo, 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 woo. And we're headed into Christmas week. Everybody got your packages wrapped? All your Christmas shopping done? Christmas dinner planned? The road trip planned, if you got one going? Who's going to be road tripping this week for Christmas? Who out there is going to be hitting the road for Christmas? Good morning, Mimi. How you doing? Gail Green, good morning. How's Montana? You guys are probably getting a little bit of this. This is what we call the Pineapple Express. Okay. Yesterday it was about 30 degrees, and we were snowing. It's beautiful. Had about 2 inches, almost 3 on the ground. Gorgeous morning all day long. Then last night the Pineapple Express came in, and it started melting quickly. 61 degrees here in Nokomis, Florida, says USMC Mom. There you go. Yeah. Now there is just little tiny patches of snow. It was 44 degrees when I left the house to take the dogs on their walk this morning. And so, yeah, the snow's not going to last long at that rate. And the wind is blowing fairly stiffly, not bad, not damaging or anything, but just a good stiff breeze out there coming right out of the south means, that's our Pineapple Express coming in and headed for points east of here. So if you're east of Spokane, stand by. It's going to get warm and windy and wet. That's my forecast. So, yeah, okay. Let's see. Gail Green, Slow Mo, Dee Dee Hagen, Barbara Rux, Lazy SOB, USMC Mom. Good morning. Aging Limburger. How you doing? Perception Deception, Catalina S, Crow for Freedom, Quick Fix, Red Pilled, Cellrack 56, Charles Peckley. Good morning. Spared Francis, 48 degrees there where she's at there on the west side of the state. Rick Below. Good morning, Rick. How you doing? For 65 degrees in Fort Myers. Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, you know what? Let's get this ball on the show on the road here. We'll light the fires, kick the tires, and get her rocking here. Let me get everything going here. And get your coffee, get your 2 scoops, get your sprinkles, whatever. Just remember, turn it up, and off we go.
Good morning, afternoon, evening around the world, Patriots.
It's top of the hour.
You're listening to We the People, Patriots SOAPBOX 24/7 live stream.
Q Storm coverage 24 hours a day on YouTube.
We are researching topics of Q Intel information, the storm, and related news. You can find Q Intel at qanon.pub.
Below the YouTube video, you will find links to more sites of interest. Our live stream is a research think tank group, and some topics discussed may be disturbing or sensitive to many viewers. The content discussed and researched on this server is for entertainment, research, and information archiving purposes only.
The views expressed by those you hear speaking and see typing on this live stream belong only to those espousing them. None speaks for any other. Each person speaks for himself or herself. No individual speaks for We the People, Patriot Soapbox.
Please continue to expand your knowledge by researching the topics we discuss. Don't just take our word for it. The Anons of this live stream wish to address anyone associated with the QAnon movement in any capacity via any media or medium, and hereby state:
We do not approve of any form of vigilante justice. Violence and passing judgment are not in any way part of this platform.
We denounce all forms of violence, fraud, and bullying under any and all circumstances.
As Patriots, we seek freedom, justice, transparency, and spread truth as a voice for those that cannot or will not speak for themselves.
We want to thank everyone for listening and participating in our live stream chats, and in the Discord, social media, and chans.
We also want to remind YouTube and Gab Patriot Chat, if you have a question, please use 3 question marks at the beginning of your question so that we can easily spot it. If you have breaking news, please name the source.
And if you notice a new Q post, please give us the number and date.
We give a shout out to our mods in live chat and thank them for all the volunteer hours they contribute to help this channel thrive.
And a shout out to each of you, our listeners and subscribers participating in the chat. For all the contributions you bring this channel, we simply could not do this without all of you.
We are grateful for your donations.
And you may make donations from the links in our forums. Thank you for your support.
Finally, we want to recognize all who have served honorably and in any capacity for freedom and service to others.
God bless everyone.
I shoot straight.
There's the door, nowhere this is going.
right. Good morning, everyone. Are you ready for the Pledge of Allegiance? It is that time. Hands on hearts, everyone. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America. Amen. Play ball! Okay. And we'll pull that down, and here we are. We're back right where we started. Oh, my. I saw someone asking if we could listen to one voice at some time during the show today. I'm not sure if I actually have that downloaded. I usually don't play the songs unless I have them downloaded, because I do enjoy having them on my computer. That's the problem. Let me see if I'm going to search around and see if I've got it. If I do, we may be able to make that happen. Okay. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Lori Armstrong, good morning to you. Fran D, Deborah W is out there. Good morning, Deborah. That shiny blue wrench is looking pretty good today. USMC Mom, good morning to you. Go for Freedom, Catalina S. Yes, as I was saying at the top of the show here, the new chair? No, same old chair. Same one I've had here for since about last year. It was a new chair last year. It's a nice, comfortable one. It doesn't recline right though. It doesn't. Something's wrong with it. It doesn't rock back the way it's supposed to. Good old Office Depot on sale. Anyway, so good to see everyone out there this morning. It's always wonderful to see you guys, and we have made it to the end of the week. It is Friday, TGIF. Curly Maple Bandit is in the house today. Good morning to you, sir. Earth Garden Living, 45 in Montana. Love the mild temps. The mild temps are nice. It's muddy and mucky outside, which means I'm going to be vacuuming up a lot of muddy doggy footprints. But I got my faithful buddy Smoke. He's right here next to me on the floor, keeping me safe and in good company. All right, Art Girl, good morning to you. USMC Mom, Crow for Freedom, Fran D, good morning. Let's see, who else do we have out there? Anyway, as we always do, or as I always do, me and the mouse in my pocket, right? Sense of humor on today's is today's devotional. A boy becomes an adult 3 years before his parents think he does, and about 2 years after he thinks he does. There is a right time for everything, a time to laugh, and that comes from I'm gonna kill it because I always have a hard time with this Bible name, Ecclesiastes 3:1, chapter 3, 1 through 4. That's one that I always have a difficult time with. My problem. USMC Mom, I will, let's see. All right. I'll copy that link. And we'll paste it here. Okay. And then while I'm doing this, I will download it. I just keep my downloader locked and loaded here. Okay. On his 16th birthday, a son approached his father and asked, When I get my license, Dad, can I drive the family car? The father replied, Son, driving the car takes maturity. And first, I want you to prove to me you are responsible enough. One way you can prove your maturity to me is to bring up your grades, which I know you are capable of doing. Second, I want you to read your Bible every day. And finally, I want you to go get a haircut. The son began the task of fulfilling his father's requirements. The next time grade reports were issued, he came to his father with a big smile and said, Look, Dad, all A's and B's. Now can I drive the car? Great, son, the father said. You're 1/3 of the way there. Have you been reading the Bible daily? Yes, the boy replied. Fine. You're 2/3 there. Now, when are you going to get that haircut? The son thought for a moment and said, I don't see why I should get my haircut to drive the car. Jesus had long hair, didn't he? The father replied, That's right. And Jesus walked everywhere he went. You kind of knew that was coming, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, that was the radar saw that one coming over the horizon. Good morning, TJ and Pollyanna Rottweiler, mischievous. Roxy is out there. Good morning, Roxy. How are you? Fred Rowe, Karen Wilson, Annie, get your gun. Oh my, look at all you guys. There's a whole bunch of you folks out there. And if you haven't done it yet, make sure you turn that gray thumb blue. We need those thumbs to be blue, as many as we possibly can. I want to say hi to those over there in Mixer and DLive and Twitch and listening on Roku. Good to have you guys out there. And let's see here. I need to get. We'll try the aggregator for all of the chats this morning for the roll call. Let me find it here. There we go. And okay, I know where that is. I got one more thing to do here. Oh, let's see, where to go? Darn it. Oh, darn it. Oh, well. I'll find it later. Okay. I'm Thumper in the Pacific Northwest Inland. And how about you guys? Where are you at this morning? Well, you got a lot of God blesses, and 80s Aaron is out there. Good morning to you. It's about 44, 45 degrees here in my little burg. How about yours? Lori Armstrong, 35, 45, 25 degrees in Watertown, Minnesota. Dee Dee Hagen is out there. Good morning from Northwest Florida. Beautiful day. Michael Stanley is over there. Looks like that is, I think that's Mixer. No, that's Twitch. I think it is. Good morning, 23 degrees in New York City. God bless America. Good. Navy morning from Drummer Dave in North Carolina. Salute to you, sir. 29 degrees Fahrenheit there in North Carolina. We have South Windsor, Connecticut, 16 degrees Fahrenheit, all-time highs. Dow, S&P, okay. California Proud Boys, Westest, the bestest. Okay, Riverside, California is checking in. Puyallup, Washington, Menapon. Good morning, Menapon, at 44 degrees. And then we have, let's see, 35 in North Carolina, 20 degrees in Bridgewater, Massachusetts, frozen mud there. Wisconsin, 20 degrees. 18 degrees here in Missoula, Montana. Bobby's Girl, Flathead Lake, Montana. Sequoia Forest, 34. It's about 46 degrees in the city of Pacified Angels by the Occidental Ocean. All right, 22 degrees, Jersey Shore. Minneapolis is checking in. It's about 46 in the city of Pacified Angels. Crow at least for freedom. Something like that. I don't know. Jarhead in Jacksonville. Semper Fi. Hoorah! All right, and Walt Hegeman. Good morning from Republic is out there. Good morning, Walt. Happy to see you. For some reason, it's putting everybody in twice this morning on the aggregator here. So Skeeter, good morning to you. Southern California, believer girl, how you doing? It's a God bless, get your gun and slam Dusty Day. There you go. Daddy boy, 888. Like it. At Orange Beach today, 48 degrees. Good morning, Patriots, 26 in Cincinnati. We have, let's see, all show hosts, mods, and chatters. Blessings to you all from Minxie. All right. Thank you, Minxie, for that. USMC Mom is getting a shout out there from all night. 40 degrees and 99% something along the Sacramento River. All right. Louis over there in Los Angeles, 27 degrees in Bomb City, Texas, a.k.a. Amarillo by morning. Okay, 29 in Kentucky, 42 in Picayune, Mississippi, I think that is. 39 in Central Georgia, TGIF, Deborah W. Good morning. Missouri, good morning. Frosty Southern Maryland. Okay, morning from North Central California, where we're going, we'll go all. EK Patriot. Okay. And mischievous. Oh, wish I could, says all right, let's see. Emmy here in Perrysburg, Ohio, sunny and 18. Where we go one, we go all, I think is where that was going. South Carolina, 36 degrees. Good morning, Twitch Patriots. Red Ponds in the game. 80s Aaron is over there in the Twitch. Fairhope, Alabama is in the house there. We're getting down to the bottom of the list. If you don't want to be a Bueller, Gig Harbor is checking in there. Good morning, Shelly Capelli. How are you this morning? Good to see you. Hope everything is going great over there on the west side of the state. 30 degrees in Dayton, Nevada. Go Navy! Dave Heckman, how you doing this morning? All right. Murals Inlet, South Carolina is in the house. Red Ponds in the game. Fairhope, Alabama. Diane, how you doing? Okay. And Beverly Fraser, love the hearts. All right. Peaches McBee, go Marines. Hoorah! And then we have Prince Edward Island, Canada checking in. Evan, how you doing? 54 in Texas. 47 in rain in Spokane. Yes, it's warm and mucky outside. 33 in Bay City, Michigan. Okay, Tacoma, Washington. Rebecca Forsman, good morning to you. 23 in Brooklyn. Go Gitmo. Okay, rainy and windy in Morton, Washington. Still freezing with sunshine. Great day to stay inside and bake up some love in southeast Pennsylvania. Like it, Turtle Dove. Aging Limburger, good morning to you. To everyone, Merry Christmas to all of you. I hope this next week is a wonderful ever for everyone. Good morning, Rainy here. Go Navy, says HHS 73 girl. Who's talking about bathing suit weather here? Okay. Good morning. 47 degrees and sunny here at Arizona. T-Baby, good morning. Let's see. Who else do we have out there in the house? Fred Rowe. Shreveport, 32. Gas at 205. All night is out there. Hoorah! Absolutely. 14 degrees, Western Massachusetts. Good morning. Matrix Keniston. Vinny from Johnson City, New York. Finally getting into the game here. Good morning, Vinny. How you doing? Good to have you with us. And Art Girl says, my cats, Sasha and Blue, wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. Fred Rowe, good morning and Merry Christmas to you. Karen Kyle, Merry Christmas. Wrong kid died, Joe Biden. Ooh. Always love listening to Thank you, Frandy. Well, it beats the heck out of being grumpy in the mornings, I'll tell you that. Okay. 80s Aaron is getting calls out there from Turtle Dove over there in the Twitch. Atlanta is 33 degrees. And Lily White, I don't keep skipping you, Lily White. It's just the way this aggregator works. It kind of it blanks out the screen, and then a whole bunch of other ones pop in. And if I can't get everybody in the screen before it updates, I'm trying, Lily. I'm trying, but I didn't miss you today. All right, see you out there. This is so much fun. Mischievous Atlanta 33. Good morning, folks. 7-Up is out there. Army Vet, Space Coast, Florida. TFD, good to have you with us there. Heat wave here in Minnesota, 14 degrees. Oh, yeah. Ooh. That's chilly. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we've had a mild start to our winter, but, that can change in a matter of, 24 hours. Who knows? Slow-mo, this is not here, he says. Okay. Temecula, California is out there as well. Good morning to you. All right. Well, you know what? I've made it to the bottom of the list. And that means anybody from here on out is going to be Bueller. Coffee in Oklahoma. Oh, what's Roxy? Roxy must have put out some information there. Somebody's saying, Roxy, really? That would be awesome if it happens this weekend. It's about time. Are you getting married? No. I'm not going to start any rumors. No. Oh, you should say a shout out to my cousin, Prayer Warrior. Prayer Warrior. Oh, yes, definitely. Prayer Warrior. Wonderful to have her on the channel and doing what she does. It's always good to hear her. Morning D Live Patriots. Good day. Happy Friday. TGIF. Absolutely. Okay. What was cold? Josie? Okay. Okay. Who's our Buellers? Love the veiled threat to those pedos by our president. Well, the pedophiles, the criminals, the deceivers, all of them. They need to go. They need to just hit the bricks or be hit by one. I'm not sure which. Oh, let's see here. All right. Well, looks like we've gotten to the bottom of the list there. I want to say thank you to everyone for playing along, and it's good to see everybody out there on this wonderful Friday morning. Friday before Christmas. Ooh, yes. It's going to be very, very interesting. And let's see. I believe I'm going to be on air Christmas Eve. Here, other folks have got family and things going on. I'm going to be sitting here quietly. We'll be probably tracking Santa Claus. We always have the NORAD. We did that last year. We were tracking Santa Claus. So we will we'll see what happens. Okay. And Hugh, yes, don't forget Hugh. I won't forget Hugh. Hi, Hugh. How you doing? Oh, and He Cute is out there. Good morning, He Cute. Lewisburg, Tennessee is out there. Bueller. Okay. Santa was fun last year. Yes, that was fun. Okay. Well, let's see. We've got, I managed to pile up a few things on my stack of stuff this morning. And you guys ready for some headlines? Let's roll through a few of the headlines that I found for y'all. And I do have the One Voice video standing by at some point. We'll dive into that. We might do a couple of my favorite Christmas ditties here this morning, since it's the Friday before Christmas. And I was actually, I have this one video that I downloaded. It's like 3 hours of just Christmas music on the piano, just piano Christmas music. And it was so nice, just kind of kick back and relax and listen to that last night. And was just kind of getting my all my ducks in a row for this morning's show, and listening to the Christmas music. It's always nice. Okay, well, let's do some headlines here. Get it up on screen there. Dingle is not immune. The smartest thing would have been for Representative Dingle to just ignore this, but she fell for the bait. I understand her loss and sorrow, and traditionally we conservatives try to be respectful about things like that. We try to be respectful in our debates and about our differences. We try to reach across the aisle. We always try to take the bloody high road. We cling to our sense of dignity and integrity and try to live by the golden rule. But the fact is, we are rarely on the receiving end of the same kind of respect, and our olive branches are often slapped aside. We're endlessly derided and ridiculed by the left. Our values are mocked, our faith spurned. We had the disparaging comments and relentless insults during the impeachment hearings leveled at our representatives supposedly shirking their constitutional duties, spreading Russian propaganda and lying. Democrats were taking the moral high ground while Republicans were defending a criminal. Democrats were repeatedly admonished, did not want to impeach the president, but he left them no choice, forcing them to vote yes. Trump has shown us the power of punching back. Politics is war, and we are no longer engaged in isolated skirmishes, but in a full-blown civil war for the very soul of America. We are at the point where it is hard to see how both ideologies can coexist, given the lack of tolerance the left displays toward conservatives. We either allow them to defeat us or fight to win. If the Pussy Hat Brigade thinks they have a monopoly on anger, they are in for a surprise. The gloves are off. And that is a little ditty that came from the American Thinker. So, Schumer, old Chucky's back in the news again. Okay, Schumer, GOP senators will never call Hunter Biden to testify. It would backfire. On Thursday's broadcast of MSNBC's The Rachel Madcow Show, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat of New York, accused Republicans of bluffing about wanting to call 2020 Democratic presidential hopeful Vice President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, to testify in President Donald Trump's impeachment trial. Why would they not want to call him? He might be alluding to maybe Lindsey Graham doesn't want to call him. That's, there are Republicans out there that are not immune to some of this stuff. They've engaged in the BS. Just not quite as many of them, but they made a job. They did their best to continuously catch these people up in the DC slime. They had to get them into the DC slime bucket so they could control them. And as a result, there's not many that can sit back and claim that they're totally innocent. That is the sad part about all of this. It is also part of the problem when we start going into these. If they bring these things out in court, there are Republicans who will not be immune to the findings in all of this. Schumer said, "I told McConnell today in our meeting, if you have modifications, if you think one of these witnesses is no good or you want to add another, go right ahead." And there's some argument that some may, if the Democrats have witnesses, then the Republicans will ask for Hunter Biden. Make my day. Hunter Biden has nothing to do with the trial because he has no knowledge of what the president said of the charges, close quote. All right, so there's a little headline. Chucky's kind of setting the stage there. Oh, boy, check this one out. FedEx driver shot and robbed, returns fire with his own weapon. Suspect is dead. Oops. I guess if you're in Philadelphia and you're a FedEx driver, you carry a gun. Philadelphia FedEx driver was shot in the abdomen during a robbery Tuesday night, but was able to fire back with his own weapon and kill the man suspected of attacking him. The unnamed 32-year-old FedEx driver had just dropped off a package at a home in northeast Philadelphia shortly after 7 p.m. when he was mugged and shot before defending himself with his own firearm. Hitting the suspect several times, police confirmed later that the driver is licensed to carry. Despite his injuries, the robbery victim then drove himself to a nearby grocery store where he saw a police officer and reported what happened. Philadelphia Police Chief Inspector Scott Small told KYW TV that the FedEx driver was able to tell police that he was making a delivery in the 600 block of Unruh. And right when he got done making that delivery, he was approached by at least one male, and he was robbed at gunpoint. So, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. We've got one UPS driver down and a FedEx driver now shot. That's getting to be dangerous work. Former CIA spook Eric Holder just revealed that the deep state is running scared. Former CIA officer and counterintelligence expert Kevin Shipp says the former Obama administration attorney general Eric Holder gave a big deep state panic signal when he wrote in an op-ed last week in the Washington Post, trashing current AG William Barr and his top prosecutor, John Durham. Shipp explains, this is very significant. We all remember that Holder was Obama's right-hand man. Eric Holder was Barack Obama's enforcer. The fact that Holder comes out of this quickly after the Inspector General I.G. Horowitz report comes out and makes this veiled threat against Durham's reputation, the fact that Eric Holder came out and made this statement is a clear indication to me they are running scared. We have to understand it was Eric Holder that Barack Obama used to target the heads of corporations that spoke out publicly about Barack Obama. We know Holder was held in contempt of Congress. He spied on AP reporters, ran guns to drug cartels, and blacked out the information. He spied on over 100 journalists, and on we go. They, the deep state, are convinced there are going to be indictments. Secondly, there is AG Barr's outrage over IG Horowitz's report and what it did not do. He made statements that there was spying and actions by government officials that need to be criminally looked into. Barr's outrage over this shows me that there are going to be indictments and that he is taking this seriously. Well, they need to take this seriously with, I heard a number the other day, 100, what was it? It was way over 136,000 indictments are out there. Good Lord. That's a lot of court cases, guys. That's a crap load of court cases. What do you do with all those? He made statements that there was spying and actions by government officials that need to be criminally looked into. Barr's outrage over this shows me that there are going to be indictments and that he is taking this seriously. Again, when Holder comes out and puts out this bombshell in the Washington Post, which is another indication that indictments are coming, John Brennan, former Obama administration CIA director, is going to be at the top of the list. Shipp says during the entire Trump presidency, the mainstream media, MSM, has operated as a propaganda arm of the deep state and the Democrats. Yeah, well, we knew that, didn't we? Okay. This one. Nuts. Bernie Sanders says going to war against al-Qaeda in Afghanistan was the wrong vote after they murdered 3,000 U.S. citizens on 9/11. Yeah, okay, thank you, USMC Mom. 139,915 sealed, 14,975 unsealed, and 328,159 non-sealed indictments. We're going to need more courtrooms. And after that, we're going to need to figure out where to put all these people. On September 11th, 2001, al-Qaeda terrorists murdered 3,000 American citizens in New York City, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C. Tonight at the Democrat primary debate, Bernie Sanders said it was the wrong vote, that's a quote, to go after al-Qaeda in Afghanistan after the largest foreign attack on U.S. soil. Democrats no longer love this country or are willing to defend this country. This is just nuts. Well, I guess we're still fighting this idea that this wasn't an inside job. This was an inside job. Bernie's right in this. Actually, we've basically proven that this was an inside job. They set this up. Those towers were taken down by putting links out there. Sorry, I just noticed that. I will do better. I'll do better. I'll get some links out there for you guys. But when we have 3 buildings falling at the basically free falling to the ground, one of them never touched by an aircraft. The other 2 were touched by only one aircraft. There is something horribly wrong, and I guarantee you, a bunch of Afghani freedom fighters and from hiding in caves did not accomplish that. Okay, we all know that. It's just sad to think of the people that actually pulled that off and actually did that. Okay, and I will put a link to that out there in the live chat for you, so you can pull that one up, and I'll try to go back and get the other ones as well. Okay, so this is the Bernie's crazy, Bernie's nuts link. All right. And then this True Pundit, we'll get that as a link out there for you guys. Okay. I'll tell you what, let's do this. Okay, I went through a few stories. We got a few links standing by here. We did have a request for one of these songs here. And I will put and it's getting to the top of the hour anyway, so it's a good way to start the top of the hour with a little musical interlude. So, and I will get some links out for you folks while the song is playing. So don't just kick back and listen to the song. All right. Here we go. And I'll get some links out to you during the song here.
of one voice. One people, one voice. A song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. One people, one voice. A song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. A song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of This is the sound of all of us. Singing with love and a will to trust. Leave the rest behind and turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice.
All right. That is a beautiful, beautiful song. And it should be one voice. And that voice should be for the American people and for all people across the globe. We're coming to some really incredible times. And we are in incredible times. We are witnessing something that is absolutely incredible. And I just discernment and listening and follow your heart. Follow your heart. God speaks to us through our hearts. And listen. Don't hide behind that box. Okay. Melanie, let's see. I don't know if I still actually have the link available to that song. Just a second here. Let me see if it's still. I still kept that tab open because I downloaded it. I grabbed the link and pulled it up real quick, and then downloaded it. I don't like keeping YouTube tabs open if I can, because they eat a lot of memory, and I don't have the link anymore. But USMC Mom has the link to that. I think that's what she's putting up there right now, the link to that song. So grab it there. Mercy Hunter, good morning. How you doing? Good to see you. Red Pilled Red is out there. Good morning to you. Roddy, good to see you out there this morning. Lily White, again, I won't miss you. Richard Conford. There you go. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate that. Yeah, there you go. I think, there's the link to the song. You can go there. I really recommend you guys get a YouTube downloader app, because if there's something you like, you don't have to keep going to YouTube for it. Besides, who knows? YouTube may decide it's too controversial, so you can download it and keep it on your computer. There you go. That's the way to do it. I've got tons of videos that I've downloaded that way. And that way, I can save it for later and put it in a file and go back and listen to it. So, all right, let's go back to some more headlines here. U.S. issues Mexico travel warning. Citizens urged to avoid 5 Mexican states. U.S. State Department has issued a new travel warning for U.S. citizens traveling to Mexico, including do not travel, in quotes, warnings to 5 Mexico states. And exercise increased caution travel warning due to crime and kidnapping was announced by the department on December 17th. Do not travel warnings apply to 5 Mexico states. These are Colima, Guerrero, Michoacan, Sinaloa, with the Sinaloa gangs there, and Tamaulipas. And let's see, let's put that up on the screen. I'm not sharing, am I? Get that up on the screen for everyone. Lily White says, I'm not having Christmas this year. Why not, Lily? Okay. U.S. citizens are asked to reconsider travel to the following Mexico states: Chihuahua, Coahuila, Durango, Jalisco, Mexico, Morelos, Nayarit, Nuevo Leon, San Luis Potosi, Sonora, and Zacatecas. Okay, I'm terrible. Whatever. I tried. U.S. citizens traveling to Mexico are advised to keep traveling companions and family that remain home informed of their intended travel plans and to send a friend their GPS location. Other recommendations, including using toll roads where possible, avoid driving alone at night, exercise increased caution when visiting local bars, nightclubs, and casinos, be vigilant at banks and ATMs, and do not display signs of wealth. As an added precaution, travelers can enroll in the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program, STEP, to receive alerts should an emergency take place. Additionally, U.S. government employees are advised not to travel between cities after dark, do not hail for taxis on the street, and to rely on dispatched vehicles. Okay, says No Dollars Hub's not working. He has to have surgery on his rotator cuff in January, which means it will be months before he finds a job. He's killing me. Rotator cuff. I have been down that road. I haven't ever had to have surgery, but I'll tell you what. I messed up my rotator cuff in the gym several years ago, and it was not fun. Okay. It's amazing the muscles it takes just to roll over in bed to get yourself comfortable. When you wake up in the middle of the night and your shoulder is screaming at you saying, get off me. Okay. Not fun. Believe me, not fun. So my heart and my prayers go out to you, Willie White, and I hope that your husband gets his surgery and all will be well sooner or later. It's just going to take some time. It's not an easy it's a tiny little muscle up here in your shoulder, and it's what stabilizes your shoulder when you're lifting things and moving things around. But I tell you what, it's a little muscle with a big, huge voice. And it's very important to, anything you do with your shoulder, just about. Okay, the U.S. government has limited ability to provide emergency services to U.S. citizens in many areas of Mexico. As traveled by U.S. government employees to certain areas is prohibited or significantly restricted, in quotes, the department's website states. Violent crimes such as homicide, kidnapping, carjacking, and robbery is widespread. Crime statistics in Mexico, according to Insight Crime, 176,008 people were killed in Mexico from January to June 2019, making it the highest recorded homicide rate in recent history. Mexico houses some of the largest sophisticated and violent organized criminal groups. Thank you to the clowns, you know who they are, who set all that stuff up. God. These organizations have drawn from Mexico's long history of smuggling and its close proximity to the United States, the world's largest economy, to grow into a regional threat, in quotes. Insight Crime reports. In quote, their armament, training, and tactics have become increasingly sophisticated as the Mexican government has ramped up efforts to combat them. Well, yeah, if they've gotten CIA training and guns and money, and protection. Additionally, the State Department is expected to formally designate Mexican drug cartels as terrorist organizations after President Donald Trump made the announcement on November 26th. Once a group is designated as a terrorist organization under U.S. law, it's illegal for people in the United States to knowingly offer them support. Its members can't enter the country and may be deported. Financial institutions that become aware they have funds connected to the group must block the money and alert the U.S. Treasury Department. Suspected agents of foreign terrorist organization can also be targeted for a certain level of surveillance under the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. POTUS smocking tweet deleted 8:54 timestamp. Oh, really? I wonder who deleted it. Did they delete it, or did it come down courtesy of Twitter? Tone Capone 17, Susan Hope, Smoke Clear, and all of you. Thank you, Deborah W. All right. Rat Terrier and Turkey Cam Cat with me. Love both. Partial dogs. Yeah. All right. Let's see what some of the other comments out there in the chat. You guys are pretty chatty this morning. I like it. I like seeing all the get a shot into the rotator cuff. Didn't tickle any. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, that little guy can really cause you some problems. All right, Annie, get your gun. Until then, I have a speech pathology. One Voice, U.S. Air Force, beautiful. Yeah, that is a really nice song, Fran. Debbie Mosier, going on a 2-week Mexican Riviera cruise soon. Wonder if our itinerary will change. Well, if it involves any of those areas, you'll definitely be briefed, I'm sure, about being cautious out in the. We always called it when you're out in the economy. When I was in the military, when you were overseas and you were off base, out in the local community, we always, when you're out on the economy, off base. So I would say that if you're on a cruise, the ship would be your base, and you're out in the economy when you're off the ship there. So if you hear me say it like that, that's what I mean. From soggy Western Washington, but it smells so fresh now, says SRS 4859. Good morning to you. I never did get anything for my shoulder. I just was very careful about it, and it was. Yeah, about 2 years. This one here, this article here, tsunami of cases. Clergy abuse strains secretive tribunal. Vatican City is the dateline on this. The Vatican office responsible for processing clergy sex abuse complaints has seen a record 1,000 cases reported from around the world this year, including from countries it had not heard from before. Suggesting that the worst may be yet to come in a crisis that has plagued the Catholic Church. Well, if you're following the wrong leadership, that's what happens. Yeah, boy. Nearly 2 decades after the Vatican assumed responsibility for reviewing all cases of abuse, the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith is today overwhelmed, struggling with a skeleton staff that hasn't grown at pace to meet the 4-fold increase in the number of cases arriving in 2019 compared to a decade ago. I know cloning is against Catholic teaching, but if I could actually clone my officials and have them work 3 shifts a day or work 7 days a week, close quote, they might make the necessary headway, said Monsignor John Kennedy, the head of the congregation's discipline section, which processes the cases. Okay, SRS 4859 says, I tore my rotator cuff about 4 years ago. They wanted to do surgery. I heard the pain from surgery was horrific. So I said, no, it healed all by itself, slow, but fully healed. Yes, and then once it's healed, you have to exercise that little muscle. You have to do those little, with the rubber, like a surgical tubing thing like this. I'm gonna pull down the share here for a second. We'll I'm not Chris, but I've been there with the rotator cuff. Okay, the rotator cuff is what stabilizes your shoulder when you do this movement. Those of you that can see me on camera, this action right here is what your rotator cuff does. All right, and it's like that, and that's why with lifters. Okay, if you're a weightlifter, typically you damage that rotator cuff when you're doing bench presses. Okay, because you're doing this movement here, and you've got this bar with a whole bunch of weight on it, right? And what keeps that weight from going this way or this way? Well, it all relies on that tiny little muscle right here in your shoulder. And if you get too much weight on there and you're stabilizing it from, keeping it straight as you're doing your lift up and down like this, all right, and you put too much strain on that little guy, and because it's a small little muscle, but it does the job of stabilizing your shoulder this way. So if you can do this movement here without too much pain, I have a little tiny bit of pain when I do this. I mean, I can feel it in both shoulders because, I 30 years in the gym, for crying out loud. I was bodybuilding. And, I'm glad I did it because, they say that, you're going to be much, much better off as you get older if you can maintain your strength. People stop doing things because they lose their strength. They become a lot weaker, so they're not able to do a lot of things. So, these folks, we read that article here a couple of weeks ago about I think she was 87-year-old grandmother who kicked butt on somebody that broke into her house. They found her sitting on top of this guy, but she's 86, 87 years old, I believe it was. You guys probably remember the story if you follow the show. Yeah, firefighter. Yeah, he had complications. He injured his shoulder in a fire, and the shoulder surgery is what eventually led to his heart problems that he's had. Good morning, firefighter. Good to see you out there. But it's also okay. Part of my secret is to forget about the pain. You're not helping. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. But that's why, you see these people, this action here. So if you do it like with a surgical tubing, just really lightweight, or it doesn't take much. I mean, you can, if a 5 pound weight, if you're doing this or doing it this way with a little 5 pound weight, because what you're just trying to do is strengthen that muscle. And when you do this, if you haven't really injured your shoulder yet, that also helps to strengthen the problem is it tears away from the bone, the tendon. And if you actually tear the stupid thing, then you're going to have surgery, because then they have to go back in and reattach it. But if you just piss it off really bad, it's not that bad. If you're in the gym, or if you're young or old or whatever, just do it carefully, do it smartly. You're not in there. I always used to tell people in the gym, they go, "Oh, but people laugh at me." You know what? When I'm in the gym, I'm worried about me. I'm worried about my lifting. I don't really pay any attention to anybody else in the gym, unless they're a friend, and we talk and we chit chat and whatever. People are in there to take care of themselves, and you go there for you. That was my selfish time of the day, to go to the gym and work out. That was me time, and you do need me time. Absolutely. Okay. All right, so back to the article here. I'm doing two-part articles today. So. Anyway, we're effectively seeing a tsunami of cases at the moment, particularly from countries where we never had heard from before, Kennedy said, referring to allegations of abuse that occurred for most part years or decades ago. Argentina, Mexico, Chile, Italy, and Poland have joined the U.S. among the countries with the most cases arriving at the congregation known as the CDF. Kennedy spoke to the Associated Press and allowed AP photographer and video journalist into the CDF's inner chambers, the first time in the tribunal's history that visual news media have been given access. Even the Vatican's most secretive institution now feels the need to show some transparency as the church hierarchy seeks to rebuild trust with rank-and-file Catholics who have grown disillusioned with decades of clergy abuse and cover-up. Pope Francis took a step forward towards showing greater transparency with his decision this week to abolish the so-called pontifical secret that governs the processing of abuse cases to increase cooperation with civil law enforcement. But the CDF's struggles remain and are emblematic of the overall dysfunction of the church's in-house legal system, which relies on bishops and religious superiors, some with no legal experience or qualified canon lawyers on staff to investigate allegations of sexual abuse that even the most seasoned criminal prosecutors have difficulty parsing. The system itself is built on the inherent conflict of interest, with a bishop asked to weigh the claim of an unknown alleged victim against the word of a priest who he considers a spiritual son. A spiritual son of who, though? Let's ask that question. Despite promises of zero tolerance and accountability, the adoption of new laws, and the creation of expert commissions, the Vatican finds itself still struggling to reckon with the problem of predator priests, a scourge that first erupted publicly in Ireland and Australia in the 1990s, the U.S. in 2002, and parts of Europe beginning in 2010, and Latin America last year. But it's gone on for a lot longer than that. It just, folks weren't doing anything. They were hiding it. They were sliding people around. We had several of those cases right here in our city, which has a significant Catholic history and community here. As you know, if you've followed basketball, college basketball at all, we have the Gonzaga University basketball team here from Gonzaga University, which is a Jesuit university, and they have a prep school and all that here too. So, it's been a significant part of Spokane for many, many, many years, going way, way back. So, yeah, there's lots of problems with the Catholic Church, and so they need to get a handle on this, and we'we'll see where they end up with it. All right, let's see. We did this story here. Okay, let me get this one out there to you in the because there's a lot to that article, and I got a few other things I'd like to get to in my stack of stuff. So I will put a link to this, and you guys can go read through this and get the rest of the story on the problems the Catholic Church has with trying to get to the bottom and seeing that these sex abuse cases are handled. Goldman to admit guilt and pay $2 billion fine and hire independent monitor in historic 1 MDB settlement. 2 weeks ago, Bloomberg reported that Goldman Sachs and the DOJ were finally nearing a deal in the federal probe of the vampire squid's role in the 1 MDB scandal, one of the biggest government fraud cases in modern Asian history. During the opening years of this decade, Goldman organized a series of bond issues for 1 MDB, short for One Malaysia Development BHD, a sovereign wealth fund that was supposed to finance major public works projects for the people of Malaysia. Instead of being used for the public good, the fund was looted by financier Zhou Lo, who was put in charge of the project by then Prime Minister Najib Razak. Lo, allegedly with the help of 2 Goldman bankers who were later accused of accepting bribes to facilitate the fraud, siphoned billions of dollars out of the fund and redistributed it to Razak and members of his inner circle. The fund went bust, and bondholders were eventually left holding the bag. Razak has been charged with crimes relating to fraud. Anyway, as of earlier this month, it appeared that the DOJ was preparing to let Goldman off easy with just under $2 billion fine. Such a fine would be the biggest settlement with a U.S. bank since the mortgage settlements after the crisis. Goldman's shares jumped in response to the headline, as the market interpreted as positive news. The fine was smaller than analysts had expected, and there was no mention of a guilty plea anywhere in the report. Unfortunately, that was a link to your YouTube, not to the Catholic Church Story. Oh, it was? I will take care of that. I'll have to change the screen here if I go over and try to grab that right now. I'll get you that story on the Vatican, though. According to the Wall Street Journal, Goldman is in talks to agree to a $2 billion fine, admit guilt, and agree to pay for an independent monitor of its compliance practices. That's bad news for Goldman, though the guilty plea would only impact one of the bank's Asian subsidiaries rather than the parent company. Goldman Sachs Group is in talks with the U.S. government to pay a multi-billion-dollar fine, admit guilt, and agree to ongoing oversight of its compliance procedures in order to resolve a criminal investigation into its role in immolation corruption scandal. Goldman and the Justice Department have largely agreed on a fine of just under $2 billion to settle allegations that the Wall Street firm ignored red flags while billions of dollars were looted from its client, a Malaysian government fund known as 1MDB. People familiar with the matter said. The bank and U.S. officials have discussed a deal in which Goldman's subsidiary in Asia, not the parent company, would plead guilty to violating U.S. bribery laws, some of the people said. The discussions also involve Goldman installing an independent monitor to oversee and recommend changes to its compliance procedures, the people said. Oh, we just keep seeing more and more of this fraud and theft and corruption. Man, I tell you what, I'm so sick of this stuff. All right. Change the screen here for just a moment, and we'll get a copy and the link to the Vatican story here. This should be the Vatican story. Let's see here. Yeah, that's the Vatican story here. I'll get that link out there for you guys. There you go. Okay, that should do it. All right. Yeah, let's see. What else do we have here? Smoking gun. Adam Schiff directly connected to $7.4 billion Burisma corruption scandal. Details are developing. As we scroll down here, Ukrainian prosecutor general indicted Burisma over Nikolai Zlochevsky. Claim alleges that Hunter Biden and his partners received $16.5 million over several years for their services in the Ukraine. Vice President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, took the lucrative post on the Burisma board in 2014. Hunter Biden was making millions from the corrupt Ukrainian oil and gas company. Learn more about revenue strike. Okay, that's a advertisement. New memos released earlier this month revealed Burisma Holdings, Hunter Biden's Ukrainian natural gas company, pressured Obama's State Department to help end the corruption investigation during the 2016 election cycle. Just 1 month before then, Vice President Joe Biden forced Ukraine to fire Viktor Shokin, the prosecutor probing his son Hunter. Probing his son Hunter. Don't take that literally, okay? According to, we won't go there. According to CD Media last week, former Ukrainian official Oleksandr Orenchenko said Hunter Biden was receiving off-the-books payments from Burisma in the millions. Earlier this month, the chief of Burisma Holdings was indicted in Ukraine. He has gone missing. Oh, how handy is that? Democrat Adam Schiff is linked to both U.S. corporations named in the $7.4 billion corruption case. And here we have from M3 Thoughts, methods. Okay. Bear Trapper. That link. I don't know what I'm grabbing the link directly from. Is anybody else having problems with that link that I just put out there? Because I was checking it and it's the same link that. Well, I'm a pet lover. I love my kitties and I love my puppies. I'm just, animals in general are just cool. All right. And there's some more documents here. This comes from the conservativesdaily.com. And let me put this link out there because this is another one. There's a lot of stuff that you can look at and analyze here. So I would suggest that you take this link and go into it, and we will let you folks cipher through this thing and figure out what is going on. And again, this is all about you guys. Looking at this stuff, I definitely recommend that you look at this stuff and discern for yourselves just what's going on here. It's going to be really important that people do a lot more of that. Looking at the news, just reading it, trying to get the best understanding of it you can, because He Cute says some phones can't click links right now. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I love the animals because they're so genuine. They're, and they have such amazing personalities. Their personalities are as varied as, us two-legged folks. All right. And some are obnoxious and they're hard to get along with, and some not so much. Some are silly and funny. Some are serious and, very stoic. It's like, between the three dogs, each one of them has just such a different personality. It's really amazing. By the way, I don't know if I've mentioned it to you guys or not. Well, I think I have mentioned it, but, go in and look at if you know anybody that has cancer, go look at dog dewormer. You get it at the store. I'm seeing more and more people coming out and talking about this dog deworming medication, which you can buy at your local, PetSmart or pet superstore or whatever. That stuff is supposed to be having some huge effect, on getting rid of cancer. Okay, and I know we have to have, we have to be careful about curing cancer. They don't like it when you cure cancer. There's too many billions of dollars in it for the folks that are out there treating it, not curing it. Anyway, okay, this next one here, Russian spy ship sailing off of Florida's shore draws close watch from the U.S. A Russian surveillance ship has been spotted off the coast of Florida, prompting the U.S. Navy and other officials to keep it under close watch amid security concerns. South Florida's congressional leaders see the presence of the Viktor Lenov, a Russian reconnaissance and communication ship, as a display of military power off the state's shores. Russia continues to attempt to exert influence in the Western Hemisphere and has increased naval activity and intelligence collection efforts using platforms like the Viktor Lenov. U.S. Senator Marco Rubio said, in quotes, the U.S. Navy and intelligence community will closely monitor all Russian activity near our shores. Viktor Lenov has been spotted sailing off the coast of South Carolina in recent days. The ship's actions were deemed unsafe because it wasn't running lights in low visibility weather and wasn't replying to hails from commercial vessels that were trying to help prevent any collision, according to CNN, which cited information from two officials. The Viktor Lenov has been seen before off the United States coast, and it also routinely operates in the Caribbean, including Cuba, Trinidad, and Tobago. But there is something unexpected in the Viktor Lenov's case this time, one expert said. What's unusual about this, it's not putting on their lights when they ought to, and not communicating with nearby vessels about their location, said Benjamin Friedman, policy director at Defense Priorities, a foreign policy organization. In quote, the Russian ship seems to be endangering other ships in the area and maybe even themselves. That's the takeaway point, close quote. Nearly 5 years ago, the Viktor Lenov was also in Havana just before the start of discussions between U.S. and Cuban officials on the reopening of diplomatic relations, according to the Associated Press. The ship returned again in March of 2018. Friedman said 13.8 miles off the coast is considered international waters. It doesn't mean the Russians are invading or attacking us. It's a reminder the Russians are a major power, and they have a military that conducts global military operations. The U.S. Navy tweeted Tuesday that the North American Aerospace Defense Command and the United States Northern Command were closely tracking the Viktor Lenov and other ships of interest. They routinely conduct air and naval operations to ensure the defense of the United States and Canada. The U.S. Navy would not comment upon beyond the tweets Tuesday. The U.S. Coast Guard and Department of Defense did not respond to requests for comment on Tuesday. The ship was spotted months after Congress in March passed a $1.3 trillion spending bill that prioritizes the need to confront Russian aggression. Russia. Among the points, one section bars money from funding a program that Russia participates in by stating money should, in quote, not be used for officials of the central government of Russia, close quote. And in a 5-page section titled, in quote, countering the Russian influence and aggression, close quote, $250 million is approved to go to the Countering Russian Influence Fund, a program that works for boost the, in quote, capacity of law enforcement and security forces in the countries in Europe and Eurasia, and looks to deepen ties to anti-Russia allies. The dewormer, what you're looking for is fenbendazole, is the active ingredient. FenBendozole, I think. Fenbenzidol is the active ingredient, and it's in most of those dewormers. Fenbenzidol. And then there's a menbenzidol that I believe is now currently available in the United States. I guess it didn't used to be, but the FDA has approved it for use in the United States. So, but you're looking for the fenbendazole ingredient, FenBendozole. Okay. Okay, Barbara Peterson, good morning. Aloha, Barbara. All right, let's see. Got a couple of others here, but I want to sift through them here a little bit. Let's see. This comes from McConnell. Impasse over Trump impeachment trial as Dems depart from precedent. Well, they like setting new precedents every time they start looking at new rules. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Kentucky Republican, incredulously returned to the Senate floor late Thursday, declared that the Senate and the House Democrats were in an impasse over whether the House would transmit its articles of impeachment against President Trump to the GOP-controlled Senate for constitutionally mandated trial. McConnell, speaking after a meeting with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat of New York, said the top Democrat had insisted on, in quote, departing from the unanimous bipartisan precedent that 100 senators approved before the beginning of President Bill Clinton's trial, close quote, concerning logistics. The back and forth rhetoric comes as Noah Feldman, the Harvard Law School professor who testified for Democrats at the impeachment inquiry earlier this month, wrote an explosive op-ed asserting that if Democrats do not forward the impeachment articles to the Senate as dictated by the Constitution, then Trump was never even impeached at all. The Constitution dictates that after impeachment by a majority in the House, a 2/3 vote is needed in the Senate to remove a president from office. Feldman cautioned that impeachment means the House sending its approved articles of impeachment to the Senate, with House managers standing up in the Senate and saying the president is impeached, close quote. Therefore, if the House does not communicate its impeachment to the Senate, it hasn't actually impeached the president, close quote, Feldman said. If the articles are not transmitted, Trump could legitimately say that he wasn't truly impeached at all. So, more, I'm sure, we will get pounded over the head on that one as appropriate. I understand, though, that they have rolled out of town, going home for the Christmas holidays, which is, and they're going to say Merry Christmas to people, and they're going to act as though they really believe in the holiday and the reason for the holiday, when in fact, they're going to go in their basement, probably do something really despicable. It amazes me. Okay, the Trump campaign launches Democrats for Trump, seeking disaffected liberals. Has the left gone too far left, making the right the new center? The Trump re-election campaign is better that in quote, disaffected Democrats, close quote, have had enough of radical progressivism, launching the, in quote, Democrats for Trump coalition on Thursday. From the sham impeachment to the outright embrace of socialism, the Democrat Party of today's is unrecognizable and leaving the moderate Democrats behind, said President Trump's campaign manager, Brad Parscale, in a statement. For Democrats who feel abandoned by the socialist radicalization of their party, there is room for you on Team Trump, and we welcome you to join the movement and a president that are putting America first. Parscale, who took to Twitter to release campaign internal polling showing the possibility of Democrats holding House seats in districts won by Trump in 2016. He tweeted, House Dems sitting in at real Donald Trump won districts know a vote for impeachment is a vote to lose their seats in 2020. Internal polling shows voters in those districts oppose impeachment by 10 points. Campaign said its new coalition is for moderate liberals who want to work with Trump-led conservatives on lowering prescription drug costs, passing strong trade deals, and fixing America's infrastructure. How about let's killing off the Federal Reserve and the IRS? Let's start there. I think that would be a great place to start. Absolutely would love that, to see that it start there. And just a note to everybody, Thumper screwed up. I had my chat in Top Chat instead of Live Chat, so I may have missed some of your comments out there. My apologies. I thought I had fixed that, but I guess I didn't. Good morning, Mighty Fine. How you doing? Good to see you out there. Anyway, President Trump speaks for a generation of Democrats who feel abandoned by today's partisan tactics, said Tony Mace, Gabola County, New Mexico sheriff, in a statement from the campaign. Coastal elitists and left-wing radicals have seized the Democratic Party. Also Thursday, Jeff Van Drew, the New Jersey congressman who broke with the Dems to vote against Trump's impeachment, officially switched parties and became a Republican. I always wonder about that. Deborah W. says, she sees on the screen there behind me, and when I take the share down there, I'll take it down. You're seeing actually, that's one of my gun cases there, and that's just a black lid. And all I did was just put that emblem up there in the back lid with a little little photoshopping going on there. Well, the equine dewormer, as long as it's got the same ingredient, you just have to be careful of the dosage. Obviously, if you're deworming a horse, a lot different than if you're deworming a 70-pound dog or a 150-pound person. The dosage to do what it's supposed to do if you're going after cancer, there's really no. There are oncologists out there that are starting to work with their patients on that. All right. Get with your oncologist and ask them if they're aware of this and if they are, doing anything, following it, have any guidelines for you on it, because there's some very, very positive news coming out of this. And I'll tell you what, if we could make cancer a thing of history, oh man, I tell you what, that's probably one of the most nefarious things out there. It's absolutely ridiculous that we are dealing with this thing because it's obviously, it's a manufactured disease. Oh, here's a Hey, Tina Anon says, say happy birthday to my 91-year-old vet dad. Well, to you, sir, thank you for your service and happy birthday. Happy 91st birthday to you, sir. And as I've been doing for a while now, here goes. Stand by, folks. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Tina Anon's 91-year-old vet dad. Happy birthday to you. Yes, happy birthday to your dad, Tina. Give him a big hug from all of us. Absolutely. And thank you for your service, sir. Absolutely. We're being messed with, buffered, and I don't know, whatever. Let's see. Pollyanna says, Smoke Clear question. Don't wonder wolf in sheep's clothing will cause more rhinos. I'm always amazed. I'm always absolutely amazed when people, switch back and forth. I mean, look at Bloomberg, for crying out loud. Running this way, running that way. You bet, Tina Anon. It's very, you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope your father has a really fantastic birthday. All right. Slow-mo, a cat is howling. Scary. His name is Tom. Tom, happy birthday. On all the best, and many, many more, sir. Tina, which service was your dad in? Let us know what service your dad was in. All right. Well, you know what? One of my other favorite, absolutely favorite little Christmas ditties that I've been playing for you guys. I'm gonna dedicate this to your dad, Tina Anon. Let's see, Tina Anon. Let's see, his name is okay. Tina, what service was your dad? Army Air Corps. All right. Well, you know what? We're gonna play the Army band's "Joy to the World." And I'm going to dedicate this to your dad. So this is Pershing's Own, Joy to the World. Here we go. Turn it up, everybody. Turn it up. that General Perkins owned the U.S. Army band. Give him a hand. Absolutely, give him a hand. I love that arrangement of Joy to the World. It's so happy, so upbeat. It's just it just makes you want to, yeah. Absolutely, everyone. All right, let's see. Did you know about this? A week. GOP Senate leaders beg President Trump not to tweet during his upcoming trial. Oh, good heavens. That's terrible. Senate Republicans are getting ready to try President Donald Trump after he was impeached by Congress in a partisan witch hunt on Wednesday. And they want him to be quiet on Twitter while they conduct their business. Really? How interesting is that? In quote, this is a solemn and serious undertaking. I just think we don't need a bunch of distractions, close quote, says Senator John Cornyn, a Republican of Texas, who believes that it would be optimal, in quotes, for Trump to stay off of Twitter. The president will like the outcome, I believe, in the end, so making it easier, not harder, would be a good thing, close quote, he added. The president would be best served by letting his lawyers speak for him and not doing any comment at all. Senator Susan Collins, a Republican of Maine, I think Emmy, is that Maine? Yeah. Said, I doubt, however, that he will heed my advice, close quote. Collins is correct in her assessment that the president is unlikely to listen to her and let Senate Republicans and their swampy lawyers do his fighting for him. The senators clearly want to be the stars of the show. Well, gee, it's all about them. It's all about the ego. It's me first. They've totally forgotten their oath to the country, to their constituents in their respective states and districts. The senators clearly want to be the stars of the show and do not want the president to upstage them while conducting their proceedings. Well, they're just afraid he's going to call them out when they do something stupid because they're so good at not doing anything stupid. End quote, he needs to be respectful of the process, close quote, said Senator Lindsey Graham. I don't want him to find out what I've been up to, Senator Lindsey Graham. That one. Yeah, Republican of South Carolina. He can defend himself. He has the right to express his grievances. But if I were him, I would keep a low profile. If you get loud and if you have nothing to hide, why is it such a crime to speak out? I mean, they're so good at taking everybody else to the woodshed via the media. Well, why not use the same tactic on and back? Why not use the media and use a media that's going to talk about the truth, not a bunch of lies and bullshit? Excuse my French. There I go, speaking parlez-vous français. Okay. There are many cases in which I hope he doesn't tweet, said Senate Majority Whip John Thune, Republican of South Dakota. Tweet less, smile more, said Shelley Moore Capito, Republican of West Virginia, in a condescending suggestion to the president. Up to this point, Trump has fended off the witch hunt led by Democrats and the deep state with the power of his Twitter account. Although he was impeached by congressional Democrats yesterday, his poll ratings continue to improve with the general public. Trump is beating former Vice President Joe Biden by 3 points in the poll. He is leading Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders by 5 points and Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth, well, did I do that? By 8 points. He was up on former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg. I'm going to take your guns, Bloomberg. I'm going to lie to you in my campaign, Bloomberg. I'm going to spend all kinds of money to steal your rights away from you, Bloomberg, by 9 points, and beating South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg by 10 points. Polls taken nearly a year before an election are hardly a reliable indicator about what the eventual outcome will be, especially when the other nominee hasn't been chosen. But the findings do indicate the impeachment hearings detailing that critics see as Trump's violations of the Constitution and his oath of office haven't undermined his core political support. Okay. all that fun and everything. I have one more Christmas song for you there, and this should wrap us up for the rest of the show here today. Again, it's been a wonderful Friday. Thank you very much for joining me today. And this goes out to the Democrats. There was a Twitter post I saw yesterday with this little green fella, and it was marked as Pelosi. And when you hear the song, you'll know what I'm talking about. Have you guys seen that Twitter post? Here we go.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. Monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The 3 words I use to describe you are as follows, and I quote, stink, stank, stunk. You nauseate me, Mr. Grinch, with a nauseous super nose. You're a crooked jerky jockey, and you ride a crooked horse, Mr. Grinch. You're a triple-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce. You're a rotter, Mr. Grinch, the king of sinful thoughts. Your heart's a dead tomato splotched with greasy purple spots, Mr. Grinch. Your soul is appalling dumpy, filled with the most disgusting, disgraceful amount of rubbish imaginable, all mangled up and tangled up knots.
United States Navy Band, and that was you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. And we don't want any Grinches out there. Let the Democrats take care of that. They've got enough Grinch for everybody. All right, guys. Well, it's been a fantastic week. What a big week. A lot of stuff happening. We actually had a president that was voted by the Democrats in a completely partisan action this past week to be impeached. And now we get to deal with that over the Christmas holiday as it hangs over our head and all the controversy and everything. Good conversation to have with family and members over the holidays. Don't dwell on it, but so thank you for joining me this morning. Make sure you get over there to PatriotSoapBox.com, the website. Check it out. Check out the news stories that are up there for everyone. And from me, Thumper, here in the Pacific Northwest, I want to wish you all a fantastic weekend. Have a great day. And we'll see you over the weekend. I will be here Sunday with Dan Happel and Connecting the Dots. So have a great weekend. God bless you all. And Merry Christmas to everyone. Gary, over to you, sir. Have a great show.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to be here with you today on this Friday, December the 20th, 2019, the Friday before we get to Christmas. Let me go ahead and get the show opening going, and I'll get the simulcast machine up and running, and I will meet you back on the other side. And away we go. All right, ladies and gents, let me go ahead and put the bundle of links out there for you in the live chat today. Going to be putting them in both of the live chats. So whether you are here or whether you are in the simulcast room, there you go. You got all the bundle of links. Now, if you'll do the world a tremendous favor by taking that link and putting it on your social media accounts, thereby sharing these stories with those folks that you have at least some contact with, even if it's just social media contact, you never met them in person, but you put that on your social media account. It does make a difference. I'm glad to see each and every one of you here today. I hope you are preparing for a very Merry Christmas. I know that I am. I'm looking forward to being together with family and just kicking back and relaxing a little bit and spending some time not just acknowledging, but celebrating the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. The way to heaven, the redemption of mankind that is in the person and work of Jesus Christ. I know I'm going to be celebrating that this Christmas, and I hope that you will as well. Whether or not your tradition is like my tradition, or whether or not you have something that that other people would look at and think is special, but take some time and do your thing, and then somewhere along the way carve out a block of time where you mentally and maybe even heartfelt acknowledge the fact that God loved you so much that even when we as mankind trespassed against his righteousness, when we violated his law, when we snubbed our nose at him, when we chose to do wrong as man in the garden, when we chose to listen to the deceiver, that subtle serpent, Satan, in the Garden of Eden, even when we did that to him, he still loved us so much that he said, I'm going to provide you a way whereby you can be redeemed. And he did that through his son, Jesus Christ, which is the ultimate gift, the gift of God, as the book of Ephesians chapter 2 teaches us. chapter 2:2. So anyway, make sure you spend some time doing that today. I did not recognize folks in the live chat yesterday. Didn't go through a roll call today. I think I'll spend a few minutes today before we actually get going and do that. So I don't want to get lost doing that. I get so many comments from folks saying that we don't even need to do the roll call every day, that they tune in for news, et cetera, and so on. And I get that. Truly, I do get it. But I do want to take just a minute. So if you'll allow me a couple of minutes, I just want to run through really quickly and give everybody a proper hello and a Merry Christmas shout out. And then we will jump over here and take a look at some of the news articles, read the scriptures as we get going today. We got a lot to get to today. So I'm going to go over here first off to the live chat. Allison Klein, Crow for Freedom, Spirited Star, Pamela S., Ridge Rock Arnon, Old Galler, I like it. Mighty Fine, Big Enchilada, Angela Trias, Tina Anon, Sarah Emerald Dances with Squirrel, Steve Lucier, Cowboy's Wife, Errol Zan, Joe Marucci, Rose DeBosch, 7-Up, Zozo Kid, Pig Cleanup, Charlotte, Drummer Dave, Citizen. Hello and howdy to each and every one of you. Peaches McBee, I see you over there. 11Q11, good to see you out there. Mog, Street Sweep, great to see you out there. Enoch 87, Seeking Facts, Lydia W, Esther 414, Tony DeFresney, Lenislav Vincent Hall, a fatal paper cut, Linda Dodge Slow-Mo. Good to see all of y'all. Pextra 6, I see you out there. Good to see you today. Mama D, Penny Lane, Cowboy's Wife, Matrix Keniston. Get your costume on. Trust BQ, Spare to Francis. Great to see you this morning. USMC Mom, awesome to have you out there today. Thank you for being